so much. So you are there now. So I'll try to make you understand that what I'm talking about today, this is something that is micro-fronting. So how many of you have heard this word micro-fronting? Just raise your hand. Let's have a pulse check. Okay. So maybe by pushing. Okay, that's a great thing that I will surely give a takeaway to you that you'll be getting something from the session. Let's take one more question that how many of you are the backend developers or call themselves as a backend developer? Raise your hand or maybe you can shout out. Nice. Raise your hand. How many of you are there as the front-end developers? Oh, there's a lot. Okay, so guys, welcome. So this is something for you. And this is micro-frontend. I really wanted to say this, that it is somehow inspired from the micromanagement, but it is not because there are a lot of managers out there. So it is actually inspired by the microservices. So microservices, how many of you are working with this microservices at the API level? Very good, of course. Anyone from the top floor? Yes, people out there. Great. So it is somehow interested, and we have to learn that how can we break the task at the front end level as well. So of course, the contents goes like that. What is micro-frontend? What are the key principles? How it works? And of course, there are some good thing and the cons as well. Micro-frontend, it is an architectural approach inspired by microservices that we have already discussed, right? How many of you think that there's a feature coming and that is keep on going every week and we are putting a lot of codes in that and it is very bulky to handle? कभी कभी हमको लगता है कि इस particular feature के लिए तो एक अलग से team होनी चाहिए. How many of you think that? How many of you face this challenge in the project? One, okay. So particular feature इतना बड़ा हो जाता है that we are not, अरे इसको अलग टीम को दो, इसके लिए तो अलग से पूरी टीम होना चाहिए, right? So here is the solution that we are having, and that is micro-frontend. So in the architecture at the backend, like microservices, that we can differentiate the features and then we can give these specific services to the objects. Similarly, at the front end level, if you understand this thing, so this is very interesting thing. Earlier, how many of you worked with the PHP? Nice. Can anyone tell me the full form of PHP? Very. Yes, sir. Hypertext preprocessor. And I really want to know the conventional, the basic name. Personal homepage. That was the great answer. So that was the monolith architecture. That there is no architecture, of course. That was just a monolith web page that we are using the server things at the front end only. So even at the JSP, ASP, everywhere we are just using the server variables to the front end. That was just the monolith approach. We somehow moved from monolith to the front end and back end approach, and that was a leap, right? So we separated the back end from the front end, and front end guys started building something to the front end, and they request, get response, sorted. But now we are never ever stop with the things, and we are discussing very much over the large language model, over the lot of data sets, lot of data. So that comes again with a lot of complexity, right? So in order to that, backend guys took the initiative that we can split the task, and we are getting a lot of recruitments. So for a particular task, if we are having a lot of people out there to work on, so we have to somehow split the task. So they come up with the solution that was microservices, and in order to that, why the front end guys left behind, right? सास बहू का झगड़ा होता है, और भी बहुत सारे झगड़े होते हैं. इस तरह से front end, back end, there are few ways they do this, right? So it is about the front end guys to also understand that back end guys are doing their job smartly. Why can't we do this? So this is now no more the future. That we think that it is the future of working on a micro-frontend architecture, but it is not that away now. So people like the industry are already using this. Can anyone give me an example that which app nowadays, very popular app that is using Micro-Frontend in their application? Anyone? Okay, so how many of you love spending their Saturday, Sundays on Netflix and chill? Just raise your hand or shout out. Oh, nice. So that is Netflix, of course. Spotify. How many of you know Spotify? How many of you having the subscriptions? Or how many of you have had the subscription anyhow and still listening it? Yeah, we got some hands. That is okay. So this is the way that you can see that micro-frontend works. At the front-end level also, there are a lot of things that can be separated and can be done through the different teams, right? So there must be a lot of people have worked in the e-commerce website. So on the enterprise level, if you are working on a bigger platform at the front-end level, so you must have heard these words PLP, PDP. Anyone? No one? This is PLP stands, sir.
Product listing page.
Is it going to be louder?
Product listing page.
Product listing page, product detail page, like that. So it is something that a simple and a specific feature can be entertained differently. It is not just the general developers are putting their head into it, so that we cannot just and block with someone else's job. It should not be like that. So there should be a solution that is micro-frontend, and the PLP team can work independently than the PDP team do easily, right? So this can be the thing. Okay, so the key principle: understand the state and then take the decision. So it is nothing like that. Whenever you are working on a front-end project or any kind of platform that you are building, you can easily start with micro-frontend. It is nothing like that. You have to understand the state when it is come to complexity, and we can really divide that into the isolated atomic task. Then only we should take the decision to put this architecture. So how many of you are software developers here? Raise your hand. Okay. There are very less. So are they like how many of you are software testers, QAs? Okay. And how many of you are software engineers? And can anybody would like to tell me or put something onto it that what are the views? So what is the difference in software developer and software engineer? Yes, sir. Yeah, please take the mic. I really want to hear this.
So developers can code efficiently, but engineers also like plan and execute.
Great answer. Great answer. Can we have? Can we give? I want to put me onto this. At the top floor, people out there. Thanks, sir. Yeah, can you give him a mic, or you can be the loud enough if you can. Yeah. Anyone, please, sir. You're also.
Yes. So, hello everyone. So, for me, the software developer is someone who just the goal of the software developer is to create a solution for the specific problem. But the software engineer is basically the main focus is around the optimization, how we can achieve the optimization for achieving a particular solution.
Sir, I just want to check that answer as well. So sorry, I'm taking that time, but just because this is the last session, I really want to interact with people so that.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Like software developer mainly focus on writing code, fix bugs and all that stuff.
Makes sense.
And developer makes entire system, architecture, scalability, it's take all of this.
Perfect. So I just want to clear this thing that a developer mindset is, of course, that you are assigned with something and that you have to complete it. Right? You have to develop that. But the engineering is something that development with process and documentation. So if you leave the footmarks so that anyone else coming with the same situation will do it like a cakewalk. So it is not just that you have completed your job, you are still setting a process, and that will be very easy for the further people to work on that. Right? So that can be the approach through the software engineering. Let me move the key principle. Split by the feature or domain. Okay, so if you have like products, so you want to show the products on the website, right? So there are a lot of functionality going out there. You can add into the wish list. You can, just transfer there to here. Like you can check the details. There are a lot of things with the products, right? Similarly, there can be a lot of things with the cart as well. So you can split the team like the cart and the products. So this is the way through the feature or domain that you can actually split the team or the repository as well. You can create lots of remote apps and then you can host it into the single app, container app. Independent development and deployments. How many of you love this? How many of you love this? Raise your hand or raise your voice. See, so here as a new normal after the COVID, right? We all love to work remote, right? How many of you love this? But after that also you are here to learn something offline, in an offline mode, right? That's a collaboration, that's a networking. Of course we need this. But I really want to say this thing that we are following this new normal that we are working on remote basis, and this is something that we really want to work like in an independent development and deployment team, right? We are not blocked with someone other's job, right? We are just taking care of our rally or Jira or any other platform, but we are just taking our task and we are doing it. So we are not blocked with someone others, like कोई और team हमें block ना करे. So for that we have this thing, and this is quite easily approachable in this micro-frontend architecture. Technology agnostic. So how many of you think that there is particular thing that React is doing great? There are particular things that Angular is doing great. There are particular things that Vue is doing great. How many of you think that कि सचिन तेंदुलकर और शोएब अख्तर एक ही टीम में खेलें? Raise your hand. Sir? Okay, I'll take another example. Like this generation, like of course I'm into the same generation. But how many of you love if a team is formed and Rohit Sharma and Travis Head batting together? Raise your hand or maybe shout out. Of course, so there are specific things that every technology is known for, and if we can somehow pull their features into a in a boilerplate or in a container, so that can be the best solution, right? So we can do and achieve this through micro-frontends. The fourth part is scalability. Of course, if we have a lot of tasks, we need a lot of resources, and we have to divide the path, right? And every person will have more opportunity to work on a different task. If we are having a monolith architecture, we have to, conflict it again and again. So that can solve your problem. But there was a, joke out there earlier in my days, like, can 9 mother give a birth to a child in a single month? Is it possible? So it will take time. How it was? So of course, there must be a container that will be hosted. Of course, and there will be some remote apps. Like as I said, if we are making a shopping cart website, there may be a product app, there may be a cart app, and then we can import both app into the container app, and that will be the result. And you can see the image, the front end, and the services. I just erase the microservices and write the front end, and that's it. It works similarly like that microservices. So ultimately, this is the thing that people used to avoid, to understand that what is the approach we should understand micro-frontends decision, when to take the decision. So the first level is decomposition. So you need to find out that how can I actually split the atomic task, right? So in a single page also there can be a component. So how many of you work in React? Oh, there's good number here. How many of you work in Angular? Great. And how many of you work in vanilla JavaScript or any other framework? Great, good number. So can anyone tell me that how do you decide that this can be a different component, like the atomic thing? Like this can be the fundamental, like you split this header, footer, main, cover, things like that. How do you decide this? Anyone wants to put their inputs? Sir. Sir. Perfect. Sir.
Yes, in engineering we have this SRP principle, the single responsibility principle. So we look around the thing, okay, the responsibility of a particular code piece, and we can think of to create that as a separate component.
Perfect. Why did I ask this question? That you might go and ask this to me, that how will we decide that how to decompose the components or like the apps? Right, so I just asked you and you gave me a good answer. So that is the thing, that when you get the maturity that how to decompose and have the atomics, right? Second thing is module development. You created lots of modules. Like I said, that you can decompose the thing and then you can start building things independently. And you must understand that he said that is solid thing or maybe single responsibility. Right? Single responsibility is the thing that if you always keep this in mind, you will never get stuck at any level when you are taking a decision of making components or maybe apps or maybe remote apps. Right? Third thing is isolation. And this is very important. So if you have multiple features in your application and you have created that maybe multiple components in your front end, if you just delete one component, that should not get rendered. That should not give errors. It is not available, that's okay. But it should not block any other component. Right? And that is what we call isolation. It is totally being apart. But the fourth level will be the communication. Of course, there are components. It is not like that everything is stateless. We just compose that in a way. It is not like that. Every app or maybe the remote or host app can communicate through the states, right? So this is the communication level. I know it's going a little bit boring, but yes. Okay, so question for the React developers. How many of you like inheritance? One. For the React developers only, right? Do you work in React? Yes. So for the React developers only, how many of you like inheritance? The back house nobody likes? Yes. Got it. There are people. Okay. So if you go on to the react.dev, it is officially written over there and the documentation that we don't believe on the inheritance. We believe on the composition. So it is nothing like that we can just inherit any feature. We can just have the tag and we can use it by maybe inheritor component or something like that. So it is arranging the tags of components in a way. So it is similar onto the app level as well. There's a combination of components that you are having into the app, and you can arrange the apps in a way like the remote app. That will be the composition. Routing. This is the challenge that Micro-Frontends is actually facing a lot. If we are not settling up with the good routes, so we have to understand when we are hitting any route, all the remote apps are somehow aligned with that route. Let's suppose there is a page C that is dependent on B and A. If we are hitting page C and the component is behind till the base app A, will not be able to render the components. So there will be a challenge. So we have to understand that how to mix the routes. Deployment, of course, there is an independent deployment for every app, and then we can have hosted it. Testing, we can test it independently, and we have to do it again while hosting. 5 minutes, right? I really want to put some demo. I don't know, like. Yeah, then monitoring and done, pros and cons. I would rather say so, cost to the quality. The pros are very, very simple to understand, that scalability. We can work for a bigger application. Modularity, of course, everyone loves this. And flexibility over technologies, as I said, that we can use different technologies with different apps, and when we can ultimately these all are very large abstract. So we can compile it and get it somewhere. And updates that we can. Of course, in any of the remote app, there is something going on. So we'll get getting the frequent updates. For the smaller apps, it is very difficult, right? We don't need micro-Frontend architecture for the smaller apps or like small apps. There will be not that good consistent user experience if we are using different technologies. So I will recommend to use similar kind of technology. So have the consistent thing. Performance overhead. Of course, there will be a performance overhead that you have to set up things in a package again. So there will be a performance overhead. So we can resolve it on a bigger scale. It is not that expensive. Shared state and communication is again a challenge. We are not doing it perfectly. So there will be a lot of bugs that we are facing. Time for a demo. How many of you ready for a demo? Are you really want to see? It is not that interesting, by the way. So meanwhile, I'm joining into the demo slide, so you can just, if you really want to connect over, so I'll be posting the GitHub repo and the presentation on the LinkedIn. This is my LinkedIn QR code, you can connect me there. So let me join there. Okay, so I cannot just write the entire code right now. So I already I'm sharing the cheat code here. So I already have the code, and I just want to explain it here. There is a basic app, and you can see at the left. Can you see, guys? Should I zoom in? Is it visible now? Okay, I'll reduce the font. Is it visible now? It is. Okay, let me zoom in on again. Anyways, so jokes apart. So you can see that there is a basic app, and within that app, there are two apps. App 1, App 2. I just want to import one component from App 2 into App 1. And that is something can be achieved through module federation. How many of you heard this term? This plugin, module federation. No one? Perfect. Okay. So here you can see that this button.js is available in App 2. Right? In App 1, I haven't created any button.js. Right? Somehow through this magical plugin, that is this module federation, we are able to take one thing as a server, another as a host, so remote, and we can pull the things. And that's a detailed thing that we have to explain. We'll take it later, or maybe I'll post onto the link to understand. And then you can see if I go into the app 1, the page, here I can import the button from app 2. So there is no button that is written into the app 1. I can import that component from the app 2, and I can do that. So I really want to run this. So how many of you think that this will work? So of course it's a demo time, it should not. So it happens a lot. But let me take a chance. Okay, running. Great. It will take a bit. So there are multiple apps, right? So I'm using Model.js in between. Okay, that's one app. Okay, 1 minute. This is working. Yes. Open. one as well. So is it visible? So this is the app 2. You can see the app 2 button coming from Micro-Frontends, and as I added the link there, the app 1 is federated, and app 2 button is coming from. Let's suppose I'm not changing anything in app 1. So this is app 2. What can I do? This is the local button. So you can see that local button is coming in within the same repo, not from the any other repo. So I'll go into that. Control click. I just put yes. It is coming. So you can see this button 2.js belongs to app 1. Right? And here you can see app 2 button, it is not reflected yet. So here, yes, it is coming from Micro-Frontends. But here, it is not. If I refresh, now you can see, yes, it is coming from Micro-Frontends. So that was a different app, was running at 3002 and 3001. So I just changed it to that app, and it can be pulled from that different app. So that is all that I want to share with you guys. I'm really open to have questions if you have any, of course. Open for questions.
Hello.
Yes,
Sir,
take two questions.
Sir, if a micro front-end crashes or something happen, how do you ensure that whole website is not break or something?
Okay, so you can understand that we have this architecture. We have a lot of components, and we are just composing components, in a container. So if something goes wrong, we can handle that onto the remote app level only. So it is something that if this app is not working, this will not be visible onto the website or maybe the web app. But it is not impacting other components. If it is not hardly or like tightly coupled with the states that we are props are not tightly coupled with the other apps. So if it is not dependent, as I said, that we have to decompose, isolate, and different development, that only you can do. Yes. By the way, that was a great question, of course.
We can take the question from here.
Yeah. So how many of you heard about error boundaries? Fallback, suspense, of course.
Hello. So you have explained that we build the connection at a one time for the full request. Then second time you have changed the text and it will automatically detect it once you refresh. So my question is, we need to build the connection only for the one time or multiple times?
Okay, so what we have to do is, that is independent development and deployment. So whenever you are completed with one of the remote app, you have to deploy that, and then only other apps will be able to pull that, maybe import that components into the different apps. So we have to